Hola guys and girls, and welcome to week 2 of the GBA season 6. We are facing Nick, coach of the Boston Red Sawks. And yeah, before we start anything, the usual shoutouts for every GBA match of mine. First of all, shoutout for Kino for the beautiful layout you see right here. He is responsible for most of the art on my channel. He basically does everything I don't do myself, so shout out to him. And shout out to Juan. Juancito Mavel in the PPL2, link for his in the description, same for Kino and stuff like that. He jammed my mons. I mean, like you can see here, we had to play on Showdown because Nick still has some internet issues. They will be sorted out pretty soon, so you can expect some Wi-Fi content from him. But for this battle, it had to be on Showdown. So Juan, still thanks for jamming my team, even though I didn't got to use them. I'm sure they would have done a great job. But okay, these are you on Showdowns. No one had to record my match because at Showdown I can record myself. I decided against the live because it was pretty late. I had to battle like on midnight my time, and that's a bit late for my neighbors and stuff like that. So I did not do a live recording, even though I could have potentially done one. But yeah, that's why I'm doing postcom. I mean, you're already accustomed to that for my GBA content. But yeah, looking into team preview from my team, if you want to see what my team is all about, what the especially sets and spreads and stuff like that are, check out my team builder, link for that build in the description too. There I'll go over everything you need to know over Nick's team, over my team, what his biggest threats are, what my ways to counter it are, and all this good stuff basically. But for all which don't have the time for that, let me go real quick over that. First up we got Assault, there's Max Special Attack Modest Aromates with Moonblast, Drainicus, Thunderbolt and Psychic. Physical Defensive Rocky Helmet, Vaporeon, with Wish Protect, Roar and Scald. Then we have Utility, Specially Defensive, Mesprit with Psychic, U-Turn, T-Wave and Stealth Rock. Then Yashi Berry, Rock Polish, Landorus with Earth Power, Psychic and Hidden Power Fire. Substitute Nail Alakazam with Psychic, Shockwave, Hidden Power Ground and Substitute of course. And as last, Choice Scarf Shaman with Seed Flare, Air Slash, Hidden Power Fire and Healing Wish. That's my whole squad. Looking at Nick's team, he of course brought all the threats he could have brought. He brought a Kyurem, he brought the Skarmory, and there's the Drapion like I expected, and of course the Feraligatr. Jolteon, I mean, of course he could bring it, I was a bit iffy about it, and same with Mega Venus, so there's both great mons. I wasn't surprised to see them, but like these 4 and then 2 of the rest of the squad, like these what I expected, and he brought these 4 and Mega Venus or Jolteon, so I have to deal with that. And yeah, like I said, Drapion is probably especially defensive to take on Alakazam, so I will be prepared for that. But yeah, let's start the match. Or before we start the match, I decide actually to lead with my Mesprit here. Because it actually, I can get up Rock versus close to everything. It's the only thing I would be scared of is like Feraligatr is the Lumberry set, because I would T-Ref that right away. And if he's Lumberry, you can set up a Dragon Dance and go to town on my team right from the start. And the other thing I would be scared of is the Drapion, if we would lead with that. These are the only 2 things I would not like facing with Mesprit. With everything else I can get up my rocks very early, or just Psychic them. And yeah, but I don't think he would lead with Drapion. Like I said, I expect him to be more of a switch into my Alakazam to Pursuit Trap it, so I don't expect it to lead with that. So that's why I decided to lead with Mesprit, and yeah, let's go into team. I will probably pause it a lot. Yeah, let's pause it right here again. He actually leads with his Drapion, so I don't know if he predicted me or something like that. Oh, it's just a lead Drapion with Toxic Spikes. That was like the first thought which came through my mind once I saw it. And that would be scary because I have no Hazard removal on my squad here. I don't have Skunk Tank to get rid of the Toxic Spikes. Of course, the only ones affected are my Aromatisse, are a bunch of mons, and I don't have Fear Bear, so I mean, I want to talk it down, but Toxic Spikes would have been a problem for this team. So I just decided to U-turn out, risking the pursuit. I was guessing it would be Toxic Spikes, Taunt, or the safe knockoff. So I go here with Vaporeon, can't take any hit. He goes for a knockoff, and I lose my Rocky Helmet very early, which is a bit sad. But yeah, I just throw up a safe Wish right here, and he goes into his Jolteon, which actually has a balloon. So I guess, just pause it here, I guess it's probably a balloon for my first switch into my Landorus, probably with HBIs or something like that. And yeah, I just throw up my Wish. I don't want to go to my Landorus because he has a balloon, of course. I can't take an HBIs because of my Yashi Berry, but I would be 2-hit KO'd, and I had to Psychic him twice, and it wouldn't know if it. So I go into my safe switch into my Shaman, which can take any hit, especially with the Wish in the air. I'm not scared of anything. He goes for the same safe Volt Switch and goes out into his Kyurem. Like it's all my team builder, Aromatisse will be my first switch into Kyurem no matter what he does. So I go to my Aromatisse, he goes here for the Ice Beam, and like you can see from this damage, and he doesn't get any recoil damage, he's definitely not life up, he has no boosting item, so he's not on choice specs, not expert wouldn't bring in like a Melt Ice or something like that. So Scarf maybe leftovers, I'm not quite sure, but yeah, he goes for the Ice Beam right here. And he's probably scared out. This was a... Wait, let me pause it right here. Like I already see, Drapion comes out, spoilers, but I was... for me, it was a 50-50 right here. He would either go into Skarmory or into Mega Venusaur getting his Mega off. Skarmory to get Hazards up, and Mega Venusaur to get his Mega Evolution up and don't be weak to Fire and Ice anymore. So for me it was 50-50. Do I go for... I was sure he would switch out. So Moonblast was not even on mine, but I would go for Moonblast right here, doing the safe play, because these two are so safe switching to that. So I'm okay, do I go for Thunderbolt or do I go for Psychic, hitting the Venusaur or the Skarmory? And because Mega Venusaur can do offensive-wise more versus me, I was more scared of Mega Venusaur switching in than the Skarmory, so I actually decided to go for the Psychic. I have no idea if he predicted that, or he just wanted to get an offensive switch in versus me, but I go for a Psychic, and he switched in the Drapion, and I get no damage at all, so kudos to you, Nick, for that great play. But yeah, I go back to my Vaporeon, he can take any hit from this thing, I'm not scared. He goes for Poison Jabs, thank god no poison. I just throw up a Wish in the air once again, and he goes back into his Kyurem, and I can actually, I want to Scout here. I want to Scout here if he has the Fusion Bolt and stuff like that. I would just want to go for Protect and see what he does, and in case he's choiced, we can go from there. But yeah, I go for Protect. He has indeed the Fusion Bolt, so I get my Wish back, and I'm at a good amount of health. So right here, I was very thinking what I should do. Like, I'm thinking he's Choice Scarfed, but because Feraligatr is probably Setup variant, Jolteon is an Air Balloon, Skarmory won't be Choice Scarf. Drapion already knew it. No, it's not Choice Scarf. From the damage on knockoff, no. By the way, I know that it's a no attack investment Drapion, so probably max special defensive. That's what I'm assuming here. But he has no attack investment at all, so definitely not Choice Scarf Drapion. Mega Venusaur is a Mega, so he can't be Choice. And I was thinking he would have at least one Mon to outspeed a Mega Kazan. So I'm assuming here this is a Choice Scarf variant. That's why I will do my next play, which is Score, predicting him to switch out, because if he is going for Fusion Bolt, I have a very safe switch into my Landorus, and he can't allow safe switch to Landorus, so he either my prediction was he either is Choice to switch out, or he goes for Ice Beam predicting my Landorus. So I just stay in, go for Scald, but indeed he is the substitute variant with leftovers. Like you see here, of course I can't break this up with Scald, and this is, on one part it's bad, because I have a Kyurem behind the sub right in front of me, which I can't break this up to. And on the other hand, it's good because that means my Alakazam actually outspeeds everything, barring his Feraligatr is Scarfed, surprisingly. Which I don't expect, but barring that, Mega Alakazam outspeeds everything. You can hit it very hard. The only priority he has is probably Aqua Jet on Feraligatr. He may have Quick Attack on Jolteon, but I don't really see that coming. But yeah, Aqua Jet on Feraligatr is basically the only priority he has. So Mega Alakazam, once I Mega Evolve, I can run rampant on his team. But yeah, now we actually had to redo this match because we had to do it in Showdown, and we had to do it custom because of Healing Wish on Shaman, and that doesn't work if you're level 50 if you put just level 50 and do an Ubers match, because it learns Healing Wish at level 91. So we had to do a custom match, and for custom match we had to de-mega our Megas, so we don't start as fully Mega Evolved form. And while doing that, I forgot in our first pledge to, while de-megaing and stuff like that, I forgot to put my Alakazam to level 50. So it was a level 100 for the first match, so this is a recreation, so there are some weird kind of plays incoming, because I would go for Roar, and we had to recreate the RNG with Roar, so yeah, I will explain that. Basically, I Roar right here, and I Roar out into the Skarmory. So I will just do that, I go for Roar. I know I can take a Fusion Bolt, that's a bit over half, so I'm still 2-hit KO'd by it, sadly, but yeah, I just go for the Scald here. Because I need diffusion damage. I would have gone for, if I would go for Protect, he goes straight into Skarmory, it wouldn't work. So yeah, now he hard switched into Skarmory, I just go for Protect, and we are back on track. On Skarmory, he decided to put up his rocks, I just throw a Wish in the air, and now I know he's switching into something, so I just go for Scald, maybe grab a burn on something. He goes into his Kyurem, and I sadly don't get the burn. I mean, I didn't get Poison with Poison Jab, I don't get the burn on Scald, so that's kind of even. But yeah, I know he will. I want to go for Roar right here because I can't allow him to set up a sub. Like you see, he goes for the same Fusion Bolt, probably predicting me to try to go for a Roar. But yeah, I just roll him out into Drapion. Not Drapion here he goes back to Skarmory, but original back to the Drapion. And yeah, I just go for a Wish. Yeah, for Protect here right here to get Switch, but I just go for a Wish right here, trying to get a good amount of health. In the original playthrough, you never get a poison in the original, but in the original game through, I was too weak to take another poison jab, so I had to go for Protect here. In this, of course, I could have taken a poison jab. But yeah, he goes into his Jolteon, and I switch back into my Shaman. And I'm like, let's be positive right here and just talk in general bunch. Nick has outgrown all the momentum. I'm losing health on my defensive mons. He basically only lost a bit of health onto his Drapion and like 1 sub on Kyurem, and other than that, he has all the offensive momentum. He has rocks up, my mons get slowly weakened, so I have to at some point get the momentum. And one way of doing that is, for example, if he goes into Mega Venusaur, and I can bring in my Mesprit and I can go for U-turn or get my rocks up and stuff like that. So I'm trying to get the Mega Venusaur in so I can get my Mesprit in and get the momentum back into my favor. So that's why he goes into Vulture here. I mean, Shaman would have either way been the safe play, but my biggest hope is right here that on the Shaman he goes for Volt Switch and goes into Mega Venusaur. At least that's when I'm hoping. He could still go to Skarmory, but have HP Fire. He could go into Kyurem, stuff like that, but he actually goes into his Mega Venusaur, which is great for me. Now I can go my Spirit. I know I can take any hit, even a knockoff in case he's a physical variant. But he just goes for the safe Sludge Bomb, no poison thankfully, and from this damage I know he's a bit more offensive than a fully defensive variant. Like, he's not max special attack, he's not modest, but he has some investment. So that means he's less bulky than the fully bulky variant, if that makes sense. But yeah, he goes to Sludge Bomb, no poison. I just decided to get my rocks because Kyurem and stuff like that. And now again we have predicament because there's Kyurem in. I know I can take 1 Ice Beam. I don't know what his full moveset is. I only saw Substitute so far, Ice Beam and Fusion Bolt. My assumption would be that the last move is probably HP Fire because Scizor. Like I already said in the team builder, he will have to have Scizor, HP Fire on Kyurem for Scizor. So I'm assuming that's the last move. So I can't take any hit from this thing, even a Fusion Bolt, but I can't allow him to get up a sub. So I just stay in here, go for the Psychic, not allowing him to get up a sub. He indeed goes for the sub, so I can go for the Psychic. And yeah, now I know I can take an Ice Beam, but it will bring me down to range in which rocks will kill me. So I don't want that to happen. This is still useful for versus Mega Venusaur. I can still fund away things, I can still get momentum on the switch out of Mega Venusaur. So he won't go for another substitute right here. He already saw that I'm willing to sack my Shreddy here to get rid of, to not allow him to get a sub up. So I had to basically make a switch. I don't want to switch to Vaporeon because with rocks and Ice Beam damage I will be in range of Fusion Bolt, so that won't help. And anything, if he goes for Ice Beam, I can't switch to my Landorus, I can't switch to my Shaman, and Alakazam doesn't like taking hits in general. Like, I could probably live 1, but I want to keep it healthy so I can still live an Aqua Jet from Feraligatr. So I decided to just go straight into my Aromatisse to sack it basically and get a free switch into the biggest threat I have on my team versus him, which is Mega Alakazam, because there's nothing to outspeed it. He goes for the Ice Beam right here. I knew it was a 2-hit KO, it did 30% before, so yeah. He goes for another Ice Beam, Thunder Pants goes down, and I can go into my Mad Alakazam. I was calking it. I know I don't have Focus Blast, I don't have Dazzling Gleam, but both would kill, a modest Alakazam would kill a Kyurem from this range, so I know he will switch out. And even if he doesn't switch out, I go for Substitute, he breaks my Substitute, and we are back at 0 with me a bit less more health. So I decided to just go straight for the Substitute here, predicting him switching into Drapion. Not wanting to attack what's in front of me. He goes into Drapion indeed, and I get up my Substitute. Tracy Battle Armor, so I can't get crit, so that's something nice. And now I was very happy, because from this range, depending on his investment, I could OHKO him with Hidden Power Ground. Not OHKO, like from this range, he dies from Hidden Power Ground. It does like 40 to 50 something percent to a fully special defensive one, so I could kill him. So yeah, I go for the Hidden Power Ground. I'm close behind the sub, so I'm not fearing anything, but it only does 35%. And guys, do you remember which variant of Drapion is not 2-hit KO'd by HP Ground? There's only one variant of Drapion which is not, and that is Max Special Defensive Assault with Drapion. God damn it, Nick! I said in the team builder, okay, barring Assault their next special attack Drapion, I can 2-hit KO of HP Ground, and he won't bring that. But yeah, Nick is the Lord, and he brought it. He brought it. I can't do it. That means I will lose my sub right here. He can just go for a knockoff break my sub, but I just can't just go for a second safe HP Ground and kill the Drapion. And this is actually part where we left off, because we saw that Hidden Power Ground OHKO'd the Drapion, which shouldn't have happened, so we saw that Alakazam was level 100. So from now on, there are no weird plays anymore. He decides here to go into a Skarmory, and I calc it. I can take a Brave Bird, I can take an Iron Head, and I want to go for Shockwave with this thing. Even a fully special defensive variant will be 2-hit KO'd by Shockwave. So I just go for that. Shockwave goes off, 56%, that's specially defensive, but still 2-hit KO'd. He goes for Brave Bird. I'm living at 30% with the recall. And the leftovers, he's in range of a Psychic right here. So I can just go for a Psychic to pick him off in case he wants to weird switch out. This crit didn't matter actually. I would have killed him either way. And now he goes into his Jolteon, and what you will see something weird right here, because I'm at 30%. That's what Shoto tells me, so I could live another Rock Switch in and go to town with anything barring the Feraligatr, because that probably has Aqua Jet. But I know Showdown, I play a lot of Showdown, and I scroll over my Mustachio, and it doesn't actually have 13%, it had 12.3% health. So I would die to another Rock Switch in. Showdown sometimes does that, like round up the percentage, even though I'm less than that, so I would die to Rocks if I switch in again. So that's the thing to note right here. First I wanted to switch out, but then I was like, wait a moment, it's only 1% difference. We know Showdown. I scroll over it and I was at 12.3%, so I would have died to Rocks. I actually has it, depending on if he's the standard variant, which has like no investment in the HP and the SPDF, I have a very slim chance of OHKOing him with Psychic. But I just go for Psychic, I don't kill him, he goes for Volt Switch and kills me, but that means he's now in Rocks range, so I don't have to worry about Jolteon anymore. Sadly, Magic Exam goes down for that. He goes into his Mega Venusaur, I can just go into my Spree right here, and predicting basic anything, I can just go for T-Wave, even if he goes on Jolteon, which is probably immune to my T-Wave because of Water Absorb, he will die to Rocks before that, so I don't lose anything, basically. So I just go for T-Wave right here, he sacks his Jolteon, smart play on his part, don't give me momentum in case I would have gone for U-turn. So yeah, he goes into his Kyurem right here, and I'm just like Kyurem, again, like I said, I have no switch into Kyurem. I have, of course, things to revenge kill it, but I have no switch-ins, and so I had to side pretty. I still need Shaman for the Feraligatr, in case it sets up a DD. I can still OHKO it with a Seed Flare. I still want Vaporeon around, because I can still take one Fusion Bolt from the Goliath after Rocks, so I can still roll it out if it's behind a sub or something like that. Landorus is my win con. If Pretty goes down, Landorus is my only thing which can get significant damage on the Mega Venusaur. So I decide here, Pretty, you get up Rocks, you got damage on Goliath, you got some momentum for me. It's time for you to go down, so I just go for Psychic right here. He goes for the Ice Beam, and yeah, like I said, I can take the hit. He was maybe predicting me a Fusion Bolt, or I don't know, but he goes for Fusion Bolt here, maybe thinking I would go into Vaporeon, but what I do with Pretty is already dead. But yeah, now I can go into my Landorus and basically get a kill. I can just go for the safe Earth Power plus Psychic will OHKO the Mega Venusaur, or 2-hit KO better said. So yeah, that happened. And there he goes into Feraligatr, Battle Cruiser. First time this thing hits the field. Like I said, I'm expecting this to be a setup variant, but I don't think he would risk the setup versus Mr. Man right here. I was predicting the Aqua Jet right here, because if I'm the Life Orb variant, which he doesn't know if I'm yet, because the only damage I did was like the 24% to Goliath, the Kyurem, and that will kill either way, even if I'm Life Orb, not Life Orb. And the Life Orb Earth Power actually would kill from this range if he's standard. If he's standard Feraligatr with like no investment in SPDF and HP, it will kill from this range, so I was expecting him to just go for the Aqua Jet right here to try and revenge kill me with Mega Venusaur. So I was pretty confident here, okay, I got this match in the bag, like, there's not much he can do. Even if he on the switch into my I was switching to Vaporeon right here, taking the Aqua Jet, even if he's predicts that and goes for DD or something like that, I can still roll him out, I can lift the crunch, and even after that I would have to sack Vaporeon versus the Mega Venusaur, but I still have Shaman in the bag. Then he brings the Mega Venusaur, I just bring in my Landorus, go for Psychic, two Psychics better said, kill that. He goes back into Feraligatr, I can Earth Power that, and in case he lifts the Earth Power, I still have my Shaman in the bag, because after +1 with Dragon Dance I still outspeed it. So I was pretty confident that I would win this match. So it was basically, in my head it was already over, like everything played out in my head, and yeah, it was looking pretty fine. Like, Sleep Powder on Venusaur could have been a problem, but I didn't thought he would have Sleep Powder. He did not go for it the first time. But yeah, so I just switch out to my Vaporeon here. Like I said, that's the plan right here. But big bam boom, he goes for Agility. That throws a lot off that he goes for Agility. That means one big thing. That means one big thing. That means my Shaman doesn't outspeed it with a Choice Scarf. At +1, even if he's Element, he will outspeed my Shaman, and he will KO me from this range with Ice Punch. And that is very scary. That is very scary. That means he still has a way to win. I have to roll him out here. I don't want to risk the 30% chance burn to GF, otherwise he would sweep me right here. So I just go for roar him out into Mega Venusaur, and yeah, I have to sack my Vaporeon right here. I don't have a switch anymore to this. Now I have to go into my Landorus. And yeah, my only hope right now is basically that he doesn't have Ice Punch maybe on Feraligatr, but that makes no sense. Why won't he have Ice Punch? I can 2-hit KO this thing with Psychic, like I already said. He goes for Giga Drain. I'm now in Aqua Jet range, and I can go for a second Psychic and kill this Mega Venusaur. And now is the game deciding point. Depending on his investment, depending on his investment, he can live, blah. Okay, I'm back on track again. I'm sorry for that. But okay, from the damage on Mega Venusaur, he should know that I'm actually not alive for Landorus. And from this range he is at, depending on his... the standard variant, I still have a very high chance to kill with Earth Power. The standard variant... No, wait, no, a low chance of killing with Earth Power. I still have a very low chance of killing it if he's the standard variant or has a little bit HP variant. Earth Power does like, I think, 62 to 78%. Something wrong, maybe 65 to 78, but 78 is the high percentage I can have versus the standard variant. So right now, like, if he is the bulkier variant, or if he thinks he can lift that, and he goes for agility, lifts the Earth Power, he wins. If he doesn't think he could lift it and goes for Aqua Jet to pick me off, and then he can still go into Shaman, and it depends if I hit the Seed Fair or not. So, but I know Nick. Nick is a smart player, so I think he will go for agility right here. So the only chance I can win right now is if I get the high roll, or one of the high rolls possible versus thing. And Mr. Man, this is time for you to shine. Can you get the high roll versus Feraligatr? Can you do it? Mr. Man, you versus Feraligatr, get the high roll versus this thing. I go for the Earth Power, and I get a crit. And there we go. There we go. That's the 2-0 win of the Borussia Donphan versus the Boston Red Sawks. Very lucky on my part. I talked with Nick a lot about that because it turns out he had 32 HP investment with his Feraligatr, so he can still outspeed my Choice Scarf Shaman after an agility and still be adamant. And that means my Earth Power without the crit had a 12.5% chance to kill. Like only the top 2 rolls out of the 16 possible rolls would have been able to kill him. And like usually you can say if Hex happens, okay, you don't know what would happen without the Hex, but this time you can say that it was last turn Hex. So I won because of Hex. I think we both played well, but in the end I won because I got more lucky than Nick. And I feel sorry for that because Nick is first of all, Nick is a cool guy, and second of all, I was calling it so often in Team Builder. Got that because I was getting a bit unlucky versus Cooper, and then suddenly I get the Hex back in my favor, and I was calling it, and yeah, like we both played well. I don't want to talk about it this much. Like I said, like eventually it balances all out. You get Hex in your favor. So in the end, there's no need to rage over that or to complain. I'm still, of course, feel sorry. I would have preferred way much a clean win than a win like that, but it's Mons. It's the game we play. And yeah, get hyped still for the first win of the Borussia Donphan, even if it's not the most purest of wins, if I can say it like that. But we still got a 2-0 over the Boston Red Sawks. Nick, great guy, like I said, coach of Borussia Donphan. Links to his channel will be in the description. All the stuff will be there. Definitely check him out. He has some great stuff coming for you. And even if it's only his side of this match, where he probably will complain about the Hex, which is he is in his right on that. Of course, I would do it too. But let's talk about Hex. Let's hope week 3 actually it will be Hexless. We are facing Dan, aka A-Drive, with his new New York Metapods, not the Sandrews and Pods anymore. And we got quite some history versus Dan. He is 2-1 so far versus us. He knocked us out of the playoffs, and in the divisions we went 1-on-1. And yeah, I got some wins to get versus Dan to get back on positive differential. So be excited for that next week. If you like what you saw, leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit me on Twitter, Facebook, all the links in the description, and definitely check out the GBA t-shirt store. Even if you're not a fan of Borussia Donphan, all the t-shirts are there. You can buy them. Use the discount code GBA50. I think it's 15 because it's 15% off. Yeah, you get 15% off the off that, so it only costs like $20 instead of $23. And yeah, definitely check them out. They're great t-shirts. I have mine. I already Borussia Donphan mine already, so I have 2 of those because at the moment it still has to get washed. My machine is actually working right now. But I'm sad to ramble again. God damn it. That's me in the end of videos. But okay, I said everything I want to say. I will see you now time. Ciao.